All right, good.
We good?
Yep.
Well, good evening. Welcome to the Tooele County Planning Commission meeting. It's August 7th, 2024. We're meeting in the Emergency Operations Center, 15 East, 100 South, Tooele, Utah, in the training room. It is now 7:01 p.m. We will have Miss Brittany Lopez lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
No breath.
Sorry? Good.
It's our controversy that we have in council meetings. No breath.
Wonderful. We'll have a roll call. Commissioner Elton.
Present.
Commissioner Stetz.
Present.
Commissioner Hope is here. Commissioner Beckstrom.
Here.
And I believe Commissioner Knutsen's online.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. And I know Commissioner Dow has been asked to be excused for a family emergency. So the others I haven't heard from, so.
Yes, Commissioner Scott needs to be excused as well.
And Commissioner Scott's excused. Thank you. So the first order of business on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the June 5th commission meeting. Do we have a quorum to vote on that?
It should be the, right?
Pardon me?
Those minutes have already been approved. It's the wrong date that was attached, so disregard.
So disregard the minute section number 3 already, altogether? Okay, so done.
But the July 17th minutes need to be.
Oh, you said both. Okay, sorry, I heard incorrectly. So the next item is to approve the minutes from the July 17th meeting.
Motion to approve.
It's been motioned to approve by Commissioner Beckstrom,
Second.
been seconded by Commissioner Stetz. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And so it passes. Thank you. Number 4, subdivisions. Micah Peters, I believe Trish will lead us in this. Wonderful, thank you.
All right, Trish Duclos with planning staff presenting SUB 2022-040. If you guys remember, this came before you for a preliminary, and you guys approved the preliminary, so this is just final plat approvals. We did put any of those questions that you guys had previously for like the trail system or the fencing and all that stuff. All those details should be attached in the staff report. Are there any other questions or things we need to discuss on these?
I've got some questions. Can I ask them now?
Yeah.
It says that we have 8 alpha lots open space.
Yes.
Is that just mean that there's potential for 8 lots, but it's open space? Is that what that means?
No, they're eight lots, but they're not residential lots.
Oh, okay.
So they're just created for like pocket parks or
Okay.
things of that nature, detention basins, stuff like that.
The lion's share of those are dedicated to SPID, Stansbury Service Agency, for
All right.
water retention, easements for storm drain, stuff like that.
All right. The next question I have is, I have on page 10, but it's where it says land use considerations, front yard, side yard, rear yard, it says compliance can comply.
Yeah, nothing is built yet, so they just need to know that those standards are there and that this development can comply with what those setbacks and things would be.
Okay. I guess I would think we would say will comply as opposed to can comply, but I guess
Well, this is a plat approval, not a building approval.
Okay.
Approval.
I see. Okay, there's stages there. All right. If my calculation was correct, the potential size of a lot could be as small as 0.14 if lot area is 7,000 square feet per lot, but I guess that's immaterial. I mean, most of what I saw in the presentation, most of them were around 0.18.
Yeah, the smallest they had was 7,000, and we corrected a few of them in the plan review. Some of them felt like 69 something, and so they adjusted those to make those 7,000. So the smallest ones you will see on those plats are 7,000.
They looked like they were closer to
Yeah,
22.
they all comply with that.
22. Okay. Then, the other things I had questions about was, under planning staff analysis, I'm having some issue with, it says, since the trail is on Castle Rock Drive, is it right away Tooele County Road Department is responsible? I'm concerned about Tooele County having responsibility for the expense. Park strips are maintained by Stansbury, again, another expense to Stansbury Service Agency.
Yeah, all of this has been taken care of.
That's
Like
it.
it, yeah, these are questions that were answered in the preliminary stuff. So
Okay.
Castle Rock by code, because it's in the public right of way, the county will maintain it by code. We have to maintain that because it's in the
Just
public
is,
right of
that's
way.
just how we do, okay.
The rest of
All
the
right.
trail systems that are outside of the public rights of way are Stansbury Service Agency, and they know that, and they've agreed to all of that, so they're.
It just seems like, it just doesn't feel right that you should have an expense that goes to the county instead of to the residents. But, okay. That's all the questions I had.
Yeah. Okay,
Curtis?
Can
Yes.
I explain that a little bit?
Sure.
Is that appropriate?
yeah, you can
Okay.
come up here.
Will you please approach the podium? Thanks.
Thanks, guys. Just, oh, okay.
Way down.
It happens to me all the time. I come to the podium. Just as a clarification on that, as Trish said, the trail system is in the right of way. And essentially those trails would have been county required 6-foot sidewalks. And to encourage the circulation for baby strollers, bicyclists, pedestrians on both sides of the road, we increased those by 2 feet. So they normally would just be called sidewalks, but we're spending the extra money to use materials to make them more inviting, to circulate into the 28-acre park that's in the community. And so that's the full intention. Yeah, it wasn't an intention to add costs to the county or anything like that. It was to, as a sense of community spirit, so that there was more circulation into the big park that's right there. That's
Perfect,
it.
thank you.
And then just one other thing, I know that there was some concern about our ancillary fire access road that was off the plat. And Trish and I worked together to put a note on the plat that it was 100% responsibility for maintenance. And we detailed that maintenance of our homeowner association. And we noted that on the plat, as well as in the annexation documents where these 4 phases get brought into the master HOA.
Oh, good, okay.
And then there were some fencing concerns and stuff like that. All those comments are either on the plats or they're doubled up in the HOA docs, so there's no misinterpretation of whose
So all
responsibility.
these homes will be part of an HOA?
Absolutely, yeah. The master Wild Horse Ranch HOA.
All right.
Okay, thanks, guys. Any more questions?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. It's Trish, Michelle.
So if there is no further questions or discussion, I'd be willing to accept a motion.
I move that we give final plat approval for Wild Horse Ranch, phases 13 through 16, item 222-040.
So there's been a motion to approve by Commissioner Elton,
I'll second it.
and it's been seconded by Commissioner Beckstrom. Any further discussion? If hearing none, all those in favor say aye. By the way, it's a roll call vote, right?
Not necessarily if it's unanimous.
Wonderful. We'll go along with that. All those not in favor? Hearing none, it passes. So the next item on the agenda is number 5. It's a discussion item, the Tooele County Planning Commission Policies and Procedures Update.
Yeah, I can start that.
Sure, Commissioner Elton.
This is a discussion item only. I asked it to be a action item, but it's not. I'm the only one that I see has made any recommendations, except I did see some come down today from staff. I've reviewed those. They appear to be an outline rather than policies and procedures. I would recommend or even make a motion, well, maybe we could have discussion, but when we get done, I think that the original policies and procedures that have been adopted with recommended changes be placed on the next agenda. If staff has suggestions to amend the existing policies and procedures rather than a summary, that they put those forth as amendments to the existing policies and procedures. I don't think we should start over. I've looked at those, and they appear just to be a summary of what we've got. And if anybody has any additional changes suggested, my recommendation is it be to the existing policies and procedures, not to start over. So, and if there's any additional discussion tonight, I'd like to, that'd be great. If not, I would then, at the end of that discussion, move that our existing policies and procedures be placed on the next agenda for consideration of amendments, with amendments submitted to these specific policies and procedures recommended by the Planning Commission members or staff, but that we not look at or adopt or start out anew with additional considerations. And the other question I have is, there's a lot of items that, in addition to our policies and procedures, that have been attached to the back after the signature page. I think they're great, but in my opinion, they're not part of the policies and procedures. Those are recommendations for good practices of the Planning Commission, but should not be adopted as the policies and procedures.
Any further discussion? So the discussion item is closed. If there's no further business, questions, concerns,
Could I make a motion then?
Can you make a motion? If it's a discussion item?
So you're the procedure man.
Well, my only concern is it's a discussion item and not an actionable item.
Okay,
On the agenda.
my motion would be to place this discussion item on the next agenda for consideration of adoption of amendments, and that would be to the current policies and procedures rather than starting over as recommended by staff, with recommendations made by the Planning Commission or staff to the existing procedures, not starting over anew.
So as an action item.
So just to place it on the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's been moved that the current or amended policies, updated, policy procedures be placed on the agenda for next meeting. Is there a second? Second. Yeah, so it's been motioned by Commissioner Elton, it's been seconded by Commissioner Beckstrom. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Now, if there's no other further questions, concerns, I move to adjourn.
Just one question. I've got a question.
Sure.
I'm having trouble every time I go to my computer opening up the link. I have to jump through all kinds of hoops to get into the minutes, the agenda, and the documents, the attachments. Is there a reason we have to go through those hoops, or why can't we just have attachments to an email with the agenda, the minutes, and the documents for the agenda? They're all public documents. There's no reason they should be encrypted. I have to go through encryption.
So-
Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but.
Yeah, so I don't have that problem. I just hit a link and they come up, so I'm not sure what the problem is.
Okay, I'm going to request that staff send me an email with the agenda, the minutes, and the attachments, and not go through the encryption.
We send the agenda the same to all the planning commissioners, and it's with the link. If you're having problems with that, please come into the office and let's see if we can help you figure.
Well, I can get to it. It takes me about 10 minutes every time.
Yeah, let's see if we can help you figure that out.
Well,
Or
let
if
me
you
ask
want to
you-
stay after the meeting and all,
Why is it encrypted?
it should be. That's why I said I want to see what's coming up.
I mean, it's so unencrypted, I can open it on an iPad.
Chairman, may I speak?
Please.
So the meeting software that we use is a meeting manager software that I helped build with Tyler Technologies. And it's a simple software that, like, what you see is exactly what the public sees, in fact. We have
Where can the public see? Maybe I'll go to that instead.
So if you go to tooele.co.gov, hit on there's several places on the front of the page. There's one link right in the middle of the page that says meeting and agendas, and you click on that, Planning Commission. It will go to a calendar that has everything, and you just click on that, it will open it up. So there's two options. You can pick full packet or just agenda, and it should have everything there.
Thank you.
So Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. I appreciate that clarification. So, are there any further questions or concerns? Hearing none, I move to adjourn. Thank you. Have a great night. Thank you, staff. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Commission, appreciate it.
Thank you. You're awesome. Thank you, friends. Thanks for helping our community. I appreciate